Okay guys, so back here is my mess of stuff for the entertainment setup before I had the fuse block. So some things I actually did fuse. I made my own fuses with blades and I just put a fuse in here. Now here's the difficult part. I have to figure out what is what because nothing's labeled. So basically what I did, right here, this wire, and there's a negative wire going up here, was my original setup from the other side of the tiny house. Here it is here, taped off. So we're going to be getting rid of these bus bars, and what I did to label them, I got my bus bar and it's negative because I put the black tape as so there. And here is my big entertainment master switch that I use heavily. And here is the positive section of the wiring. Now, and here's the light switches for the room that are currently unusable because they have no power. Now, one thing I gotta look at is to find the main wire feeding everything. So this one is that's the positive main, and here's the negative main. How do I know that? Heavy duty wire. Heavy duty wire. Now this stuff here is going to be interesting because I don't know what it is. So yeah, that is going to be something else. So it's going to be quite the project. I'm going to do probably all the negative stuff first because that's easy enough. It's just your grounding wires and stuff. And then I'm going to mount this box probably just above the master switch here. Or actually probably just here to the 2x4. That way I don't screw holes through my wall. But yeah, look at the spaghetti mess here, guys. It's something else. So we got to clean this up. We're going to be removing these bus bars totally. I'm going to do one at a time though. And I can probably get rid of this guy. This is one of the main negatives cables that it's got to go. So I'm going to start off and do step by step here. But we'll get back to it when we can. Okay guys, so you can see the mess of wires. I got a decent angle for the camera. And here is what we're going to be making this mess into this mess. So down here is the negative bus bar for anything you want to do. And this big guy at the bottom, this nut here, is your main negative cable to your battery. The rest are your loads. These guys up here are your positives, and the positive main from your battery goes here. And these little slots here, you can kind of see them, is where your fuses get plugged into. And it's pretty good setup. So basically, right here, we're worried about, I'm just going to do the negatives first, because why not, right? And they're easy. There's nothing really to screw up on them. It's just your grounding wires and stuff like that. So, first things first though, I'm going to kind of move some crap out of the way. Now this wire is dead and it's shut off back there, so there's no way there's going to be ever power coming through here. But what I need to do is pull off the bus bar like so. That's only attached by a Phillips screw. And then I can switch over to my straight blade screwdriver. And this, I don't know why this is taped up here, but that's incorrect. So we're going to pull that off. How about that? Piece of random red tape. Don't need any screw ups. So this guy here is the main positive. This guy here is the main negative. Now this wire here is feeding over here somewhere. Okay, I see what that's doing. that is feeding all my lights and fans and stuff like that. So it'll be a little bit trickier on that. But everything else is pretty much set. So this is your main negative. And I can actually take him out, put him on the new fuse block. Maybe I should have left that Phillips in there, so make this a little bit easier to undo. But we got it. So in order to attach that negative to the bottom negative pole of this guy, I'm going to have to make look in my collection of fittings to see if I can get a round connection to fit on here, so it'll be easily fit on this nut here, as you can see there. So I'm gonna have to pause the camera and come right back and do that. So we'll see you in a bit. Alrighty guys, so knowing my luck, I looked into the connections here that I had, and I had a round terminal here, but as you can see, just slightly small for that connection. Knowing my luck, guys, that's how it usually goes. So what I did, instead of having a round one, there's a kind of like a U-shaped terminal, and it fits just snug under the or above the washer there. And I think that's going to work out just fine and dandy. So I'll be using that for both main terminals. But that's the only connections I really need. So what I need to do, here is the wire right here. I need to attach this terminal to it. And I don't know if I have to shorten up the wires exposed yet or not, so we're just going to do a little fit here to see. And yeah, they need to be trimmed a little bit. It sticks out just a hair on there. You guys probably can't see that, but we will. I'm just gonna take the side cutters, and we're gonna do some cleaning up of that. And then I do have the Dyson vacuum recharging on the off-grid solar there. So that's a nice thing about, I love that vacuum, and thanks Stu for, High-Tech Guy Stu, for telling me about it. Dyson makes some awesome products. Worth the money, guys. Definitely worth the money. I'm just going to toss out some trash here, some copper. And so I can put that fitting back on. And that part shall be done. Now I have to do that twice totally, but I think it's going to work out fine and dandy. There we go. So I'm going to crimp down on the terminal so it stays in place. And I like to crimp even back here. I crimp it in 2 spots now because originally I just did one and it never seemed to hold worth a crap. So I now do twice on the fitting. And then to finish it off, I put some electrical tape. You guys know I love that stuff. I just got to find my black roll back here in the dark because you guys have all my lighting at the moment. But yeah, I'm going to dig through and find that, and we'll put that together. But that guy's ready to go. He's solid, nice and tough. And so that's part 1 done. So actually I can do this guy and the positive guy, and then I know for a fact that this guy, those are my main feeds. So I can actually do the main feeds first, then start doing my load center, all the negatives on the load center, and go from there. So we'll be back in a bit.